direktore. Ja u ime Opštine Čajetina se zahvaljujem i ambasadoru Belgije koji je našao vremena i da podrži našu ovu akciju, a i direktoru isto tako da najbolji primer dobre prakse možemo da vidimo sa visine, sa planine, jer ako mi u brdsko-planinskom području ne vodimo računa o zaštiti životne sredine, naravno da nam ne mogu ni niže sredine ili gradovi koji su ispod nas u podnožju biti čisti. I na ovaj način hoćemo da podignemo svest naših građana, investitora, turista koji dolaze, da moramo što više sredstava i energije i volje da uložimo u zaštitu životne sredine i naravno mi kao lokalna samouprava smo se potrudili da radimo na zaštiti životne sredine. Jedna od retkih lokalnih samouprava smo koja nema divljih deponija i čvrsti otpad odlažemo sa još 9 opština Zlatiborskog okruga na regionalnu deponiju. Radimo postrojenja za preradu otpadne vode, ovo prvo na Zlatiboru već funkcioniše, tako da štitimo sliv Rzava i Drine i naravno da na tome nećemo stati. Kroz ovakve akcije sigurno možemo i dalje da radimo jer opština Čajetina u narednih 2 godine može da bude proglašena kao ekološka opština u Srbiji. To i jeste cilj, ideja i još jednom sam zahvalan svim organizacijama pa i vama medijima koji podržavate ove akcije i nadam se da je to u opštem interesu i da zaštita životne sredine je prioritet broj 1 svake lokalne samouprave, a naravno države Srbije.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Stamatovich, Mr. Vellinov, thank you very much for the invitation to come here and join you in what is presented as an action in the framework of Green Serbia. A lot of ambassadors have been invited by color media, and I appreciate color media for this initiative as well, to go around Serbia and contribute in a symbolic act of reforestation. For me, as a Belgian ambassador, this goes beyond forestation. This is about a messaging about protecting the environment. And for that reason also I think it's my presence is less important than the ones of the young people behind us. This has to be a message for future generation. And I tell you why. I do believe this Green Serbia action is part of what we've in the EU called the Green Agenda. The Green Agenda, and 3 points I want to make on that. First of all, within the EU, we have been subscribing to the Paris Agreement, and we are confronted with the consequences of climate change every day. Also in my country, last year we had serious floodings in my country, like you had in 2014. Last week I was in Svilajnac, and 2014 was heavily flooded. In both cases, we are confronted with the consequences of climate change, and we are also witnessing then in Belgium last year, but also here, the solidarity that we can mobilize amongst EU member states to come and help us deal with it. But it's clear, and this has been mentioned earlier this week by the International Climate Panel, there is no time to waste. We have to act quickly. The temperature is rising beyond the expectations. So this kind of action today is important to raise the awareness, because it's a collective responsibility of all of us and also individual, and especially a message to the youth that this action should be part of a global action. Secondly, and of course we have to do it, it's better to do it to prepare for us than to repair, like the floodings we came in after the damage was done, but it's better to plant trees to make sure that we become more resilient. A second point I want to make is this is of course not stopping with borders. Pollution doesn't stop at the border. We are working, I mean the European Union is working very closely with Serbia to engage Serbia as a candidate country within the Green Agenda. What happened last year, at the end of last year, we opened the so-called cluster, the Green Cluster in negotiations with Serbia, helping Serbia to do the right thing in the area of environmental protection. And there are several ways to do it, and there is also a lot of aid that will come. I mention only the so-called economic and investment plan, which mobilizes for the whole region 9 billion euro, which can trigger another 20 extra billion of follow-up investments, also involving private sector, to invest really in projects and programs that deal with environmental protection. So Serbia, negotiating with Europe, has now this opportunity also to access these kind of funds, and this is an important message of solidarity. I think there's a third point which we all have to recognize now, due also to the event, to the aggression in Ukraine. We are now confronted with the fact that environment protection and energy dependence go together. We see now how vulnerable we are in Europe, but the same goes, of course, for Serbia, to dependency on one source of fossil fuels. I believe that environment protection and the environmental and sustainable use of environment can make us stronger and more resilient. My Prime Minister last week in a speech was talking about working together also in exchanging hydropower in the north with the solar power in the south. So there is a way to collaborate more intensively across the borders also to make ourselves more independent, more resilient to all kinds of shocks that are happening throughout the world. I can also tell you that your challenges are ours. In Belgium, there's a lot of discussion about what to do with nuclear power. We have also very big discussions about reforestation. We are those who know Belgium know that we have a split country. The south has a lot of forest. More than 30% of area is covered by forest in Wallonia. In the north, the pressure on forest is really big. There is only 10%. So we are also working on reforestation. It's a collective effort, as I say, and I'm very happy to see that you in Serbia and in your municipality, Mr. Mayor, you're already taking initiative in your hands, and so I'm very grateful. Again, this is a symbolic action, but we do have to do a lot more, and we do have to do it now. But we are there, Belgium is there, the European Union is there to support you in this endeavor. Thank you very much.
Poštovane dame i gospodo, uvaženi predstavnici opštine Čajetina, vaša ekscelencijo, velika mi je čast i zadovoljstvo što društveno-odgovorni projekat Zelena Srbija realizujemo ovdje na jednoj od najlepših srpskih planina na Zlatiboru u opštini Čajetina. Cilj projekta Zelena Srbija jeste zaštita životne sredine i podizanje svesti građana, lokalnih samouprava i kompanija o tome koliko je značajno ozelenjavanje i pošumljavanje naše zemlje. U okviru projekta, koji se već treću godinu zaradno sprovodi, sadnja drveća se organizuje u 10 gradova godišnje i opština Srbije na godišnjem nivou. U opštini Čajetina je 21. opština po redu koja se priključila projektu. Projekat je do sada realizovan u saradnji sa brojnim ambasadama i podršku današnjoj akciji pružili ambasadama Kraljevine Belgije u Srbiji. Ova planina važi za jednu od najpopularnijih turističkih destinacija u Srbiji. Nadaleko poznata po svojoj prelepoj prirodi i gustim četrinarskim šumama, akcijom želimo da damo svoj doprinos očuvanju lepote i autohtonosti iz Zlatibora, na koje su generacije turista odrastali i provodile slobodno vreme. Bogatstvo Zlatibora nije samo prelepa priroda, već i ljudi koji se trude da neguju i očuju lepote planine. Stoga izražavam zahvalnost predstavnicima opštine Čajetina koji su prepoznali značaj akcije i odazvali se našem pozivu. Hvala vam na saradnji i što ste deo naše misije pošumljavanja i ozelenjavanja Srbije. Hvala.
Srbije.